Sound, and the first person to ask him a question was our Michael Grady.
Kevin, what are you most proud of in terms of the way you guys battled, throughout this game compared to what you saw in the second half yesterday?
I like that when we didn't make shots to start the second half. We still got stops. We still showed them bodies. We still were rotating for each other. And we made good plays. So this team was playing with confidence. I think we came in here on the second night of a back-to-back and imposed our will the whole game.
You talked about this before, about just how much you enjoyed battling against, the better hoopers in the league. I know you just love hooping, period, but Beal tonight, you got Jimmy and the Heat coming in a couple of days. Just articulate how much you enjoy these kind of battles out there.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see where you are early in the season, especially we don't play, going into this next game, we don't play the four teams that was in the playoffs last year, So it was good to start the season off just seeing where you are individually and playing against different types of players. You get guys like Brad and Spencer who can put pressure on you and having a guard. So that stuff is fun, just, gauging yourself individually and as a team.
Kevin, what has Patty brought to this group over the first week, particularly in terms of stability while you guys are trying out a lot of different lineups?
Yeah, just professionalism, just a true pro, through and through. Just how he approaches his craft every day is inspiring to anybody, especially when you know his story and where he comes from. So just having that energy around every day is amazing. He's beating his chest in the stands, into the crowd, and making timely plays underneath the basket, getting steals, just playing with energy. And, we're going to need that from him.
You had a pretty big smile after that three at the end of the first half. Was there a conversation going on, or you were just laughing at pulling up over a double team from 26 feet?
Yeah, me and Brad. I wanted to come back and knock one down. So, yeah, me and Brad I got close this summer with Team USA. So when you see one of your friends out there on the floor, you compete a little harder, So that was one of those moments.
Really smooth transition, because I think Brad started 1 for 8 from the field. I don't know the box one for me, but just you speak to the effort you guys had defensively on him, and I think Spencer was also, around 1 for 8, 1 for 7 in the first quarter with that.
Yeah, I think we forced them into tough shots. Now they're tough shot makers, and tonight they just didn't hit them, but we forced them to shoot over a hand, and that's usually the formula. And make them volume shooters, make their best players volume shooters, and we was able to do that.
When you're, matched up against all-star caliber players like Bradley Beal, would you say you get more pride in being able to get a bucket against them or stopping them from getting buckets on their own?
Just both. Just want to make good plays on each end. And if I get a chance to guard Brad on the switch, I don't want him to feel like he can get anything easy. And if I catch him on the switch on the other end, I want him to work too. So all great players had that mentality, and Brad felt the same way. That's what makes this game beautiful. Everybody competing and understand what competing is. And I'm glad all of us did it tonight.
Bruce Beck with NBC New York over Zoom.
Hey, Kevin, was this closer tonight to what you expect from your ball club in terms of teamwork, chemistry, unselfishness?
Yeah, I feel like we always had that unselfish energy around our team. I felt like our chemistry was growing pretty fast and learning how to play with one another. But this was a good step in the right direction. It's always good to get a W. That's good for just the morale of the team and when you win. So we want to build on it and keep growing. It's a long season. It's still the first week of the season, first few weeks of the season. So we want to just keep fine-tuning.
After the first 3 games where you guys had poor starts in all 3 of those, I'm curious, what in your mind was the single biggest factor in getting out to a hot start in this game? Did having Bruce in the lineup help with his defense, or was there something else?
I think a scheme change to start the game was key for us. Coaching staff made a nice little adjustment there, on the pick and roll coverage and off-ball coverage in order for us to, have a better defensive start. And was good for us, and we was able to switch it up and be versatile throughout the game. But to start us off, fighting over screens, playing in the drop, pick and roll, where guys got to get back into the ball, just made us more aggressive and kept us more engaged, and I think that was good for us.
The turnovers, I think the 9 are a season low. You've talked before through the first 3 games just about some of those being off of dumb decisions and lack of chemistry. Do you look at those as just cleaning up some of the fixable stuff or a growth in chemistry?
Yeah, it's just guys trying to make plays, and sometimes when you got aggressive scorers that want to make plays, you're gonna get turnovers. You look at the stat sheet, and all the best players in the league have 4 or 5 turnovers in the game, because they're trying to make something happen. And I think that's what we've been doing, trying to make things happen, and it just didn't work out sometimes. And teams capitalize on that. So if you get a turnover against us, with the way we switch and how our defense is, that's when we're most vulnerable. That's when any team most vulnerable, when you give up turnovers. So in this league, everybody's playing fast, so they capitalize on that pretty quick. So we got to keep the ball in our hands and win the possession battle. And I think tonight was one of those nights we did that.
With a lot of the scorers in the league, sometimes we see that it's a variation of how long guys take before they make that first move. With you, it seems like you always make your first move pretty fast. I'm wondering, when in your career you started doing that?
Yeah, it's still a balance I'm trying to learn of how to play fast and, when to slow down. I think earlier in my career, teams would send doubles as soon as I catch the ball in the post and mid-post, pick and roll. So I always just think, all right, I got to score quick. And my coaches would always tell me that. And then as my career, I got to Golden State, got here, you got more penetrators on the team. Now I can slow down a bit. It's not as clogged up, and you got shooters everywhere. So, I'm still trying to find a balance each game, each possession on, all right, when should I go fast? When should I take my time? But that's the beauty of our game.